નમસ્કાર મિત્રો. ફરી એક વખત આપણે મળીએ છીએ એસપીએસએસના સેશન પછી. આજે આપણે વાત કરશું કરિયર ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી ઇન સ્ટેટિસ્ટિક્સ. Myself Dharmesh Rai Kundalia. I am an assistant professor in PG Department of Statistics, Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar. Career opportunity in statistics. Lot many opportunities are available in the society if you had the degree in the field of statistics. We will see by this short presentation, we will see that what are the opportunity in the different field of the statistics, what are the different field where the statistics students can make their career. We will see it. Wow, it's a nice picture of the boy. Oh, similar picture of the boy is generated through the computer scientist and the statistical. You can see that the same kind of the picture it is generated in a slide. It is the one of the branch of the statistics. It's called the shape analysis. Statistical bioinformatics, where the computer science, mathematical scientists as well as the statistical scientists come together and trying to see that the same kind of the face how to be generated. So there are the lot of opportunities available in this area, because as the nowadays we feel that this is the time of the era of bioinformatics. Statistics in the natural disasters activity. You can see it is the picture of like a flood, where government has the always the issue that how to identify whether the flood is going to come or not, whether there is a problem of the earthquake or not. So based on the key parameters, like have you heard that before few years ago there was a tsunami, and the meteorological department is trying to predict about that what should be the pressure of the what should be the sea pressure, what should be the temperature at that, and based on that what are the chances of the tsunami. Well, we cannot stop this all the natural disaster activities, but we can have the precaution, as we know that the precaution is the better than the cure. So if we can predict in the proper manner that what should be intensity of the tsunami, we can identify and we can save the people of the or save the life of the people. So in that way the statistics is also is the one of the signs of the decision making, to identify and to predict what will be the happen in the future based on the current scenario, which based on the data. If you see that this is the picture of the brain of the human. If you wish to know the brain size, how will you do? As a medical scientist, how to identify what should be the brain size? Because brain size has the matters. If the brain size is big, there are the we can say it's a medical term, there are disease associated with the patient. If the brain size is small, again it is an issue. Now doctor is interested to know that what should be the brain size. How they would identify? Whether they just inject the patient in their brain and then cut their head and come out with the brain and make the measurement? No, it is not possible, because you are dealing with the lively animals or lively persons. So statistics has one of the things you have studied in the regression theory. You can have an indirect measurement. So based on this the skull length, based on the other parameters, you can identify that what should be the brain length. So based on the statistical technology, based on the models which are available in the literature of the statistics, you can indirectly measure the particular size of the brain. And this is the one of the marvelous research in the medical sciences, and the people are using, and the person having the knowledge of the statistics and working in the field of medical is known as a medical statistician. And lot many opportunities, lot many jobs are waiting, because nowadays day by day lot many health issues are there. How to prevent the issue, how to predict it, what should be the different measurement that you can identify that okay, this disease is associated because of this reason. So many parameters are generated there. To deal with that, the statistics is the one of the important criteria or one of the important subject for the society. One of the advantages of being a statistician is being involved in leading edge science. Adrian Roberts, Biomathematics and Statistics, Scotland. So if you wish, if you are having a degree in the statistics and if you are a good statistician, you are the one of the leading scientists in the world, because statistics, as you know, that it is work on the database, and whenever the database is generated, you require some special functions which is really give the idea how to understand this particular the chunk of the data. For example, a few years back, one of the person came to me. They have collected the data of the Sal hospital as well as the heart care hospital. You know that, my dear friend, if there is a heart attack, then people has to go for the bypass surgery, and there are different kind of the medical stent. We in common language we say that spring lagadwama ave. So there are two type of the springs or the two type of the stent. In English it is said to be stent in the medical terminology. So there are two types of the stent is there. One is the bare metal stent, another is a drug eluting. Bare metal એટલે સાદું એક metal નું stent હોય, અને drug eluting કે જેની સાથે drug ને પણ compose કરવામાં આવે. Both the stent has a different price. Bare metal stent may be of price of 40,000 rupees, and drug eluting, let us say that it is price of 1.5 lakh. And now if you treat the normal patient, a person who is coming from the poor family, and if you treat them, how will you do? Are you going to apply the bare metal stent or the drug eluting? Of course, if the person is coming from the poor family, we will suggest that you go for the bare metal. Now we wish to study what is the difference between that bare metal and drug eluting. Is there any problem associated with the patient if we have fixed the bare metal stent, and if we have fixed the drug eluting stent? The comparison come into the picture. So that person has collected the more than 350 patient data and came to we, and we analyzed and we have suggested the survival rate in the both the stent is the same with respect to the particularly patient. So it is advisable that you can go for the bare metal stent. So who has suggested? You are the statistician. A doctor has collected this information, lot many observation done on the patient, operated the particular patient and stenting that particular stents, and whatever the data is collected, based on that data you had suggested your opinion, you have given your experience, and you have decided that okay, this stent is the good and this stent is fine. So कहने का मतलब है, my basic concept is that you are look like a satellite where the lot of informations are available, and like satellite you have to go up and pick the particular right information and suggest them. So statisticians are the key role for the decision making, and therefore the statistics is said to be a science of decision making. Why science of decision making? This is the one of the reason. Another reason I would like to quote here, that in a particularly, if you talk about the market, one of the company has the problem, or that company is from the basically Veravel, and it was associated with the fisheries industry. Their production was stopped suddenly. Not production, but their sales was stopped suddenly, and they are now trying to identify why it is so, because they have a continuous production is going on, and if the sales is not in the market, if your item is not going to sell in the market, what happen? You are continuously producing it, and it will be lying there and somewhere, and it will create a lot of inventory. And my dear friend, we know that inventory is nothing but working capital. If there is a lot of inventory associated with the industry is always in the problem, because industry is always doing the business with the help of the bank, collected the money from the bank and paying the interest based on that working capital. So it is not possible if you go for it. What will you do? You have to identify the particularly solution, why it is so, why the sales is not. So how will you identify? One of the market research technology of the statistics, based on that you can easily identify what are the issues associated with that. We'll come into that when we come into the statistics in the business. Statistics in industry, government, business, research, education, finance, health and natural world. You can see that this is the some of the areas I have shown you, that what are the opportunity of the statistics in the particular field. Industry, government, business, research, education, finance, health, natural world. Everywhere the statistics is there, because everywhere you are collecting the database, and wherever the data is generated, there is a need of defining some functions so that you can have a concrete value, and based on that you can have a decision. What industrialists said about the statistics? The combination of engineering science and statistical science is necessary to achieve what is demanded from us by our customer, a consistent level of superlative performance. And this is nothing but a group vice president product development and qualities, Ford Motors company, saying. We had the example of Nano. We can have, you can see that there are lot many cars are available in the market. रतन टाटा को सपना आया एक दिन और बोले कि मुझे लटकट क्या देना है. मैंने 3 लोगों को एक स्कूटर में जाते हुए देखा और मुझे लगा कि आई शुड गिव समथिंग कि बेस्ड ऑन दैट कॉमन पीपल कैन अफोर्ड इट. रतन टाटा को सपना आया और वो ट्रू हो गया? नहीं. लॉट मेनी रिसर्च required behind it, lot many things is associated with that. Same, initially we have, you can see that the Maruti car is associated with that Maruti 800. It is the cheaper price. Now with the same facility, Tata Motor has trying to set the such design. Based on that, they had given that okay, the important thing is that the car should be, when you go for the buying any car, you have some criteria. First you say that the cost of the price is low, of course. Second, you wish that it has the high mileage facility. Then you see that it should be comfort. Fourth, you see that it has require the some amount of the cc, that means pickup. When you give the accelerator, it should move fast. So you have to identify that are we in that position to design such a car with the cheaper price? Yes. One of the technique of the statistics is said to be a design of experiment which is able to identify that what should be the level of the parameters you set so that you can have a superlative performance. And that is what the vice president of the Ford Motor is saying. Engineering science and statistical science are combined together and coming out with the innovation. Statistics in industrial process are complex and expensive. Decision on how these processes are set up and operated affect the quality of the product and can have a huge financial consequences. You know that you have studied the one paper of the statistical quality control. In statistical quality control, what happen? You have a industry has a one process, input as well as the output. Input and output, there are so many parameters. When you are making any product, it passes through so many particularly assembly, so many particular line of the machines. Now what level you have to set the machine so that whatever the desired product you wish, you will get it. How will you do it? Based on that your process capability. If you make your process capability too sharpen, whatever the products you are creating, it is of course the up to the standard. Now whether the process is out of control or not, if it is under control or not, how will you identify? So you have studied the so many techniques of the statistical quality control, that is X bar chart, R chart, process capability analysis, gauge R&R, repeatability, reproducibility, whether the process is out of control, it is due to the particularly due to the operator or not, whether it is due to the machine or not. How will you identify? Everywhere you are generating the records. In industry, the people are saying it's the records. If you analyze it and if you can suggest it, the company has the idea that why the production is low, what is the issue with respect to the particular production. So you can give the concrete picture. And who is doing it? A particularly person who is associated with the quality. We say it's the quality assurance cells, quality control cell, and where they are recruiting the statistician in that particular. So you can have also job opportunity in the field of the quality. You can be a quality manager. My one of the friend is working as a quality manager in the Gujarat Glass and Private Limited. So you can have, if you have a degree in the field of the statistics, you can have. Statistics has therefore become a fundamental parts of the quality management and industrial design. Important use of the statistics includes the efficient control of प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस. दैट मीन्स प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस को कैसे एफिशिएंटली कंट्रोल किया जाए सो दैट आपने जो डिजायर प्रोडक्ट बनानी चाहिए वही आपको मिले. इट हैज़ द सुपरलेटिव परफॉर्मेंस. Minimizing the industrial pollution, because right now the issue is that pollution control board, if you have seen that before the few days ago, our central pollution ministry has banned some of the industry because of that creating the lot of pollution exhausting. So how will you control it? Because whether it is up to mark or not, whether it is excess or not, if it is excess, how will you handle it? So you can have also the opportunity in the pollution control board as a statistician. Modeling traffic flow. Suppose you are designing the so many products. A company, suppose Parle biscuit lenge, the Parle biscuit is also producing the Parle glucose, and you can say that Monaco crack jack likewise. So there are so many product it has. Now how to balance the particularly production in a such a way that you meet the customer's demand. Is there any need of the extra plant is required? Sometimes what happen, there is a heavy demand in the market, but you are not in that position to catch the demand. What will you do? You either you have to increase the production capacity by increasing the number of machines, by increasing the number of mans likewise, or do we need any other plant to be located in the different place or not. So that kind of the decision also statistician can give the idea based on the data generated in that organization. रिस्क असेसमेंट इन न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स, बीच में ऐसा आया था न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर फट गया, तो वेदर व्हाट इज द risk associated with your nuclear reactor, you can identify optimization of the process, you can have a machines. Sometimes what happen, I would like to give one example of the production mix. A company is producing a particular product, main product, and simultaneously they have also the byproduct. So their input is fixed. Now your basic goal is that you wish to increase the output, because productivity is nothing but ratio of output to input. Now how will you do it? That byproduct you consider as a waste. If you identify that if there is a market for the byproduct, you can also sell it, your productivity is increasing. So how will you identify, is there any such some kind of the modification is required in a byproduct? If you can, it is there a need of the some extra assembly is required, extra machine is required to make your byproduct as a one of the sustainable product for the market? If yes, you can do it. So who will help you? A statistician who is working in the industry. You can also work as a production manager. It is not like that the person having a B in the production and they are getting it. We are running the one of the courses, Master in Quality and Productivity Management in our department, where we are giving the admission to any graduate, where we are teaching a lot of statistics and the quality and productivity management. My one of the students is right now working as a particular manager in the production department. So if you are in the field of statistics, you are the luckiest person in the world. This is what we feel. What a corporator to say, I used advanced statistical techniques. So I use advanced statistical techniques on a database of around the 10 million of customers and their purchases to explore and analyze the trends in a buyer behavior. For example, in seeing which products tends to be bought together in the same visit to a stores. This is the statement given by the one of the data analysis who is working in a particular superstore, David Collins, Mark and Spencer. If you visit the particular shopping mall, if you go to the DMart, if you go for the Big Bazaar, if you go to the particularly Reliance shopping mall, have you seen it? If you buy the Maggi, there is a nearby the Maggi, there is arrangement of the Maggi ketchup.